This afternoon we have the second of the 3 games between the two under-21 women's teams. We had a great tournament yesterday with the game going to India, 18 goals to 13. Nevertheless, a well-challenged match. And the Indian team, comprising Rachana Jayaprakash, the goalkeeper, Lavanya Yogesh. And there we have it. The first quarter, the whistle has been blown. Swim off taking place. And the Blue Caps, the Indians taking possession of the ball.
Very good afternoon to everyone. And if you're joining us, India playing in Blue Caps this afternoon. A change from yesterday's cap colours, and wonderfully done there from India to take proceedings early in this first quarter. Cap number 9 for India. Prajita Rao was the highest goal scorer yesterday as well with 8 goals. So Sri Lanka will need to mark out those 2 cap numbers, 9 Prajita Rao and 11 Madhurima SM, scoring 12 goals out of the 18 last evening. And will be brimming with confidence from their performance last evening at the Sugaddasa.
Anika Tilaka in possession of the ball in the white cap. Over to Pujani. Still depending on the prop, and it's a goal. Well played by Rohansa Vidyaratna.
Good muscling move by Rohansa Vidyaratna. Was early on the score sheet yesterday as well. As you see the recap, they're struggling on that 2-meter perimeter line and earning the rewards for the hard work done underwater. And India now with the chance to respond to that goal. 11 Rao looking dangerous again for India. Looks for the diagonal pass instead to the winger. Referee Ajanta Silva signals turnover. Would have seen an offensive foul there at the near marker. And Sri Lanka now looking for their options across pool on the wingers. Sitara Zuhair was on song in that third quarter late last evening, and Rohansa Vidyaratna just takes off from where she stopped yesterday in that first quarter.
Playing her second goal today. Only hoping that she will not let out this strategy earlier on in the game as she did yesterday, and then she was marked by 2 players most of the time. Or do we switch to the double prop strategy is yet to be seen.
Yes, Rohansa and Sitara, the 2 main goal scorers for Sri Lanka. So India would have done their homework on those 2 players. They shut Rohansa down quite considerably in the second, third and fourth quarters last evening. So Sri Lanka need to then switch up that attack. As Akri was saying, double prop is an option. Pujani coming up on the wing, looking for the bar. The awkward one. Pujani has a good shot on her. Sitara Zuhair free in the pocket. Just needs to take that slide in, go in and take the shot.
It's just
good
a miss.
attempt.
Yeah, nevertheless a good attempt.
Plenty
That was by Sitara Zuhair, who also had 3 goals by the similar long shots that she was taking.
Just needed an extra slide in, had plenty of free water in front of her to shut down the angle. And instead, Sri Lankan attack turns into defense. Looking for the 6-meter shot is India. They are looking for it. Excellently done. Caught the goalkeeper napping there.
Madhurima doing the good work there. Getting the ball just in.
So both teams giving the ball to their main goal scorers from last evening, which is as expected. But goalkeeper could have done slightly better on that occasion there from the Sri Lankan contingent. And again, Anika Tilaka bringing it up through the wing, doing the hard yards, giving it back to Rohansa Vidyaratna. Excellent position to take the shot. Unlucky, 2 defenders on her.
And just a little over the goal.
She's a strong prop forward there, and needed 2 Indian defenders to really thwart that one. India now looking to play a fast game through their wingers and bring that ball up as much as possible through the wing and through the bar. And excellently
Yet again,
done.
Madhurima, cap number 11, taking the ball in to make sure the score goes India 3 goals to 2.
It's gone are the days where the left bar would be the strongest option and you'd feed that player the most amount of ball. Now with all the new footage coming in, just showing even the awkward bar is as threatening as can be in Sri Lanka now. Through the awkward wing to the awkward bar. Sitara Zuhair, free water in front of her, can go in and take the shot. Excellent try there.
Nevertheless, the ball is in play, but turnover to the Sri Lankan Indian side. The players moving in once again. Quick return into their halves.
Good diagonal ball across the goal and into the prop again. Nicely defended there from Sitara Zuhair, playing end to end.
And Mehansa takes the ball,
defense.
Supporting it, moving in. Passing it on to Pujani. Once again, a slight miss. Nevertheless, a good attempt. Sri Lanka once again trying those long shots, trying to gain experience and hoping that before the end of this series that they will be able to get it through.
Yes, we saw that ploy last evening as well, where India just seemed to feed the ball in front of their swimmers and expecting their swimmers to swim up to that 2 and 3 meter zone. So knowing very well that the ball will come to them if they do the hard yards in the pool and then resulting in goals as well.
And once you say, like you said, Sri Lanka mostly taking the awkward side.
Nicely done, pinpoint accuracy.
And Rohansa making sure that the ball goes in, moving the scores to level it all at 3 goals to both teams.
Sri Lanka opting to feed the prop immediately from that awkward wing and then resulting in a goal. India seem to have just given Rohansa Vidyaratna a bit of space, and she's doing wonderfully well to rack up those 3 goals in this first quarter. India now looking for the prop. Bar looks to take the foul outside the 6 meter. 6 meter shot coming, loads up, taking the shot. Yes, she does. Wonderfully done there. You could see the play coming. The referee signals no goal, I think. Maybe because the shot wasn't immediate. But no goal is the official call, and play on we have. So Sri Lanka with the attacking opportunity now to really rub salt into those wounds. Sitara Zuhair can slide in, has free water in front of her. Instead, opts for Pujani. Back to Sitara again, looking for Rohansa. Extra man given, so 18 seconds back on the shot clock. Sri Lanka need to settle their attack down now. Playing double extra almost. Sri Lanka playing extra man. Sitara Zuhair exactly where she needs to be for that goal. Double prop being played. Pujani can come into the game as well. Awkward bar. Takes the shot as they have reposition again. Another 18 seconds on the shot clock. Golden opportunity to Sri Lanka to get into the corner. Arani Dorabawila trying her best, just off mark ever so slightly. But that is the level of skill you need to be playing this game. It's
quite a fast game. The Indians and the Sri Lankans putting all that energy into that first quarter. With about 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. They're keeping themselves busy.
Yes, the Sri Lankan defense seems to be a lot better this time around, Akri. Just shutting those angles down, making sure that they don't allow the same mistakes to be repeated, which is showing a lot of maturity in the players and the coaching staff to switch around within 24 hours.
Having done a lot of homework, I guess, overnight. So, there we go. Another long shot attempt.
Sri Lanka has Krisha Robin on that left bar as well. They've got Zuhair on the top pocket and Arani Dorabawila on the wing. So plenty of options to choose from for the Sri Lankan attack.
And catching Mehansa off guard a little bit over there.
And it's India this time with all the options showing. Roshini Sarvanan with 2 goals yesterday racks up another one in her favour. So goals thick and fast and a plenty today at the Sugadasa. If you're here, there's quite an interesting match to be viewed live as well amidst all the swimming and diving events. And what a treat for the Aquatic family to be playing this India-Sri Lanka match and witnessing it live here in Colombo. Zuhair now with the ball. Ajanta Silva signalling offensive foul and awarding a turnover for India. Looking for the prop. India with plenty of blue caps in front of that goal. Looks for the awkward bar instead. Looking for the shot, looking for the shot. Wonderfully done by
Lavanya attempting to get it in there, but just a slight miss. Sri Lankan swimming back fast, making sure that they can get every bit of time left on the shot clock. 14 seconds of play on this one. A turnover yet again. Over to number 11, Madhurima, who's been one of the higher goal scorers. Caught off guard, back to Sri Lanka in possession. Mehansa swimming out to make sure that the ball is safe.
Last attack in the quarter. Sri Lanka, if they're game aware, will know this is the quarter to do it and take it to a 4-all quarter. Both teams have come to play, certainly. 5 seconds remaining. Shoot is the call coming from the bench, looking to
just take it.
Shoot
attempt.
is the call.
Oops. And that's the end of the first quarter. A good 1 second attempt, but nevertheless, end of first quarter, India leads 4 goals to 3.
Elevate your game with ThePapare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to ThePapare, your home for all things sports.
And there goes the whistle for the second quarter, the swim off.
Yes, and Sri Lanka are first to the ball with Robin. She's exploring her options. Looks to go to the bar. And that was the strategy from Sri Lanka in the first quarter as well. Ball now with Zuhair. The lob shot and just against the post. So unlucky yet again for the Sri Lankans. Not the first time that has happened today.
Sri Lanka is needing that little bit of focus in terms of getting the ball into the goal, not just near the goal, because they've been in the previous quarter quite having quite a few close attempts.
Yes, a penalty now to India. Saw a foul there by one of the Sri Lankan defenders on the Indian prop.
And taking the shot will be Pracheta, one of their powerful players.
Pracheta Rao scored 8 goals yesterday and adds another one to her tally. And now it's India with a 2-goal cushion. And Sri Lanka have their work cut out in this second quarter.
Sri Lankans in the white cap.
Once again, going to that bar, the right-hand side of goal. Ball with Zuhair takes the long shot, but goalkeeper Jayaprakash for India was aware.
Sri Lanka still finding that much needed power to get the ball into the goal. They've been attempting a variety of shots and differing strategies, which is all good, but at the end of the day, it's that power that is needed to get the ball in.
Yes, India with another shot, but
well defended by Mehansa.
Yes, Mehansa did brilliantly there to make sure that the shot did not go in and then fend off India's prop forward as well.
Krishel Robin centering herself, waiting to receive the ball.
Yes, another backhanded shot there by Krishel Robin unfortunately straight to Jayaprakash, and Sri Lanka choosing to defend with their prop from the front today, and that certainly has worked. So kudos must go to the coaching staff. They've done their homework even in such a short turnover. Ball now with the number 7 for India, but just evades Pracheta Rao.
Hansa. Over to Pujani.
Pujani with some open space in front of her. She'll swim there. She'll go for the long shot. Oh, that's once again against the bar.
This is the second attempt of hers. As I was saying, needing that focus, not just getting it close to the goal, but right in.
Yes, you need to.
All in all, it's a good experience for these girls to take on these teams and getting that much needed exposure. And there you go.
That was a lovely long range shot from Roshini Sarvanan. She had 2 goals yesterday as well and is continuing in that momentum, and India so far in the second quarter are running away with the proceedings at the Sugatadasa. Sri Lanka will need to add something to the scoreboard and do it fast, as India running the changes as well. To the wing. Looks for Pujani. Back to her winger. She's been closed down fast. Pujani with some open space. Goes for that shot, but once again hammered into the bar. And that's the third time in this quarter that we've seen that happen, and you could say Sri Lanka can consider themselves unlucky, Akri.
Yes, it's always not the conditions to be unlucky, but trying to change it once again.
A goal from Madhurima, who had 4 goals yesterday.
And I think she's already had about another 2 today.
Yes, just snuck on the near side of Mehansa there. Again, another instance that she could have done slightly better to prevent that shot.
So a similar play taking place like last night. Sri Lankans giving a good fight in the first quarter, but lacking a little bit on the second. Still trying to find that edge to make sure that they can add on those few extra goals to not let the gap become wide. So it's number 9.
Zuhair now with the lob shot once again, but Jayaprakash was aware to it. And Sri Lanka have swapped their 2 bars, in fact. Exploring their options, doing anything and everything to try and get on the scoreboard here in this second quarter, as it's India with possession. Another lovely attempt at...
Ball still in play, but nevertheless, Mehansa makes sure it's safe. Swing out and waiting for the team to take their challenging positions.
And Zuhair is in some open space. She can go for that long shot and miscues the pass, and possession is turned over now.
Turnover once again. Sri Lanka playing. A bit of open water, but not too successful there. Sri Lanka's ball again, once again. 26 seconds on the clock. Ball under, and there is a turnover to the Indians.
Yes, so quite a few errors committed there by Sri Lanka in attack. Could have made
plenty
better
of
use.
opportunities which need to be harnessed.
But it's India with another attempt at the open goal.
And it's none other than Safwa Sakir.
Yes, Sri Lankan defense not coming to the party on that occasion. Gave her an open shot, and Mehansa didn't really stand a chance at preventing that, as Sri Lanka now running some changes as well.
3 changing, as well as a changeover in the Indian side. Coming into the pool, number 6, Manya Ramesh.
Ball now with Miheli Ratnayaka for Sri Lanka. that number 12 cap.
The whistle. 3 minutes on the clock. Whose game is it going to be in this quarter? The Sri Lankans.
Yes, India committing numbers into the defense and really closing down Sri Lanka's options.
Sri Lanka's ball.
And once again, Jayaprakash does excellently to
An attempt by Taruki, but
keep that out.
Indians, the Sri Lankans need to always move in to realize what is that optimum distance that they need according to the power of their capabilities. Still playing too far out.
Yes, if you see there, India have done well to close down that middle channel.
Extra man.
Sri
To the
Lanka
Sri
with another
Lankans.
chance. Will they take the shot here? Goes to the wing. But overcooks that pass out.
It's 6 seconds remaining, and will it be a goal? No, defended.
Yes, so India doing well to commit plenty of bodies when they are in defense. And that area you could say has been found lacking from Sri Lanka. As you can see, their prop being allowed a free run.
Madhurima leading the onslaught, passing it onto the offside with Manya taking the ball on the 2 meter.
And that's another goal by Lavanya Yogesh. Second time she's done that beat in Mehansa Jayaratna to her left. And Sri Lanka running more changes as this game is getting away from them quite fast as well.
And Rohan sir leading the charge. The ball in her hand at the moment. Waiting for the whistle. Players need to move back. And there we go.
Yes, India already with that box defense doubling up on Sri Lanka's prop forward Vidyaratna. Again rushing out, but the ball is available. And possession has been turned over
To the Indians. Number 7, Roshini Saronan swimming it out there. Indian ball. Players a bit
and
confused.
a free shot at goal, but Mehansa does brilliantly. Strong left hand of hers to keep that shot out. India could have very easily gone in double figures.
Sri Lanka countering it and trying to get back there fast. A slight overthrow to Rohansa and into the hands of the goalie.
Yes.
Rachana Jayaprakash, who now gives it back to Lavanya. Going back into the Sri Lankan half, playing a good rally and trying
Lavanya again with that shot, but
well defended on the long shots. Sri Lankans at least having a bit of a defense at the moment, but still needing that edge to close in on the 9 goals that India has racked in.
just 50 seconds left in this second quarter. Will Sri Lanka go for the long shot? They do, but
Just a little over.
just over the crossbar there. And just 2 more attacks left in this second quarter. Sri Lanka facing a 6-goal deficit.
Clock runs into the last 30 seconds.
And
Sri Lankans pressuring that ball and making sure that they get possession. 20 seconds left. They need to pass that ball back faster into the half. Over to
Just 10
Pujari.
seconds left. They'll need to take a shot and take it quick.
don't hold it. Go about the shot.
Tried that lobbed shot, but was unsuccessful. And that brings an end to the second quarter. and India have pulled away from Sri Lanka. Came in with just 1 goal to the good, and now have a 6-goal advantage over Sri Lanka.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports.
Final siren for the commencement of the quarter. And there you have it. The referee blows the whistle. Who's it going to be? Anika or Dhruti?
It is Dhruti that just manages to knock that ball back to Pracheta Rao, and it's India who will start off. Rohansa is committing a small foul there, trying to turn over that ball. India with the first shot of the third quarter. Miscues it, does Roshini Sarvanan. And Sri Lanka with the ball for the first time. A change in goal as well. Selina Silva in cap number 13. Ball now with Sumana Tilaka. She's exploring her options inside, but again India doing well to box in that area in front of the goal, but that's a long shot by Sitara Zuhair. Unfortunately not enough power to test Jayaprakash.
Indian swimming back in. Quick return into the Sri Lankan half. Ball with Madhurima, who's been one of the top goal scorers of this series.
Lovely lobbed pass to Dhruti, and that's India with the first goal.
Pracheta taking the long shot in.
Yes, lovely play there by the Indians.
Yes, Robin guilty of not getting back to her wing marker there. India easy pickings, diagonal pass across the pool, and then scores on the other end.
Yes, a ball now with Sumana Tilaka once again on that wing. And Sri Lanka with a shot at goal, but a penalty to them, was fouled there while taking that shot. Penalty by Dhruti for India, and for Sri Lanka it will be Robin
who's going to take the shot.
So one of the stronger shots in this Sri Lankan setup, Krishel Robin.
The referee is asking the other swimmers to clear away from.
And the penalty is saved by Jayaprakash. She's done well so far in this clash, been aware to the situations, and played brilliantly in her space. And once again there Sri Lanka missing another golden chance.
Turnover to the Sri Lankans. Sitara receiving the ball, trying to start the rally.
Offensive
and a foul committed.
India ball now. India with a set attack will look for their wingers now as they do just that, bringing the ball up. Well conditioned, this Indian side, just seem to be swimming up and down effortlessly. At the Sugardasa have options on the wing again, they do just that, looking for the prop through.
Well defended by Selina. The shot being attempted by Roshini Sarvanan.
Done, showing that you need another a pair there to help distribute that ball and then shoot from the other side. India stealing.
It was anybody's ball for a moment there, and quickly whisked away by the Indians.
India playing extra man, unaware of it. Sri Lanka need to double back on that defense and drop back. Right wing free for the taking.
And in goes Dhruti's shot, moving the goals score up 11 goals to 3.
Yes, not aware of the space there, because the Sri Lankan defense chose to commit towards that central player, but left Dhruti in acres of open space, and she takes an uncontested shot. The Sri Lanka haven't found the back of the net since that first quarter. Ball was with Poojani Vijay Singh. And still Sri Lanka's ball takes that long shot, but unfortunately just a few inches wide of Jai Prakash's goal. So Sri Lanka once again guilty of not having that cutting edge to try and pierce the Indian defense, despite coming so close on so many occasions. And that was
Martin's the shot, and there she's got a successful goal as well.
Strong shot from India coming in through the awkward bar. Sri Lanka just need that one player to spark the change, really. The coaches have got both timeouts available to them to take that timeout and just stem the flow of goals, because 12-3 on the scoreboard doesn't look very good, and especially not when you're a player. So this is where you've got to manage the game and make sure that your players are still conditioned well to receive that fourth quarter.
And the Sri Lankans using the time to also have a quick change of the goalie. It's back to Mehansa, who's now manning the goal.
Yes, India seem to have found a sweet spot just on the right side of that goal, so targeting the left hand of both the goalkeepers, and were very successful with it on either end of the pool.
The number 8, Sinali in position, foul being called.
extra man for Sri Lanka now. Pass not an accurate one to Poojani. And once again some handling error there by the Sri Lankan wing, but again Jai Prakash as well to block yet another shot. That time came in from Taruki Kalan Surya on the left hand side for Sri Lanka, and now it's India on the attack with Nandini Menkar.
The Indians quick to swim back when the ball is in their possession, catching
to the prop forward, and Pracheta Rao yet again has been the most dangerous player for India, and Menkar was allowed an uncontested run all the way extremely close to the Sri Lankan goal, and all she needed to do was get that pass on target, and she did. And India have added their 13th goal, now leading Sri Lanka by 10. As Zuhair
passing it on.
Ratnayaka. Ratnayaka looks for the pass inside. Now with Poojani, and Sitara Zuhair with a free shot at goal. And once again against the crossbar. Sri Lanka now playing the double prop formation. And Zuhair, I could say, one of the most unlucky players today. Probably the third or fourth shot of hers to hit that bar. But now it's India with the ball. And Agarwal, the captain.
And that's a shot. Yana Agarwal taking it for the Indians.
Yes, they've been targeting the left-hand side of the Sri Lankan goalkeepers so far. This time choosing to go towards Jaharatna's right. And probably wasn't expecting that. And has conceded another goal. It's India running more changes.
The Sri Lankans trailing at 3 goals, looking for that opportunity. Getting it there, but not so lucky towards the end.
Zuhair now with another shot at goal, when Jai Prakash again like a wall in front of that goal for the Indians. She's been exceptional so far.
A long throw over to their number 14, Tanvi.
Again allowed a free run into Sri Lanka's half. Tries to get that pass to her prop forward, but Zuhair does well to palm that ball to Poojani. A lob option now open for Sri Lanka as Zuhair swims into that open space. Will she go for the long shot? Tries to find Vidya Ratna, but is closed down swiftly by the Indian defender, and that's another turnover. So some excellent spatial awareness there by the Indian defense, making the Sri Lankan attack look rather toothless after that first half.
Indians being quite fast to get back into the game, and there again another shot by Prachata Rao, a powerful one, just to make sure the wall, although having a little meeting with the crossbars, but nevertheless getting it in.
Yes, Pracheta Rao has been the star player for India. Plenty of goals from her as Sri Lanka making some more changes. None of the combinations so far today have worked. And now they are trailing by 3 goals. We expected a much closer encounter than this, especially after yesterday's game, which was quite narrow, just 18 goals to 13. And now Sri Lanka with Ratnayaka. And the shot from range just agonizingly over the bar from Dorobavila. And just under 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Sri Lanka be rather desperate for a goal, but the ball with Lavanya Yogesh. And still India's ball. It's another shot against the bar, this time from Madhurima.
A lot of strong swimming and strong shooting from this Indian team, which is telling on the scoreboard now. So strength and conditioning and nutritional programs need to be looked into at national level. We talk about it plenty in the school rugby setup for most of the high-end fixtures, but if you want to be competing internationally, gentlemen, I think these are areas that we need to look into. Strength and conditioning and the nutrition plays such a vital role, especially in this game. And as you see India,
there we go. Yet another shot by Nandini Menka this time. Looking for that opportunity, looking for that gap, and just simply lobbing it in.
Yes, the conditioning and the composure coming in to be finishing off those goals with such pinpoint accuracy, because you're playing in low oxygen mode in most of these encounters. But wonderful to see a real masterclass being put on now by this India Under-21s team, and things that every coach and every player here at the Sugadasa will learn from and take into their training for this year's Sri Lanka water polo season.
Finally
a goal for Sri Lanka in the form
Arani
of
Dorobavila, making sure this time that the shot goes in and catching that gap between the goalie and the rest of the goal.
Yes, found that gap to perfection on that occasion, and Sri Lanka finally, after nearly 2 quarters scoreless, find the back of the Indian net. But as you were saying, Reza, this nutritioning and conditioning of players is something that needs to be looked into, and is something I feel we should be highly critical of.
And yet again, one other thing to remember is that most of these Sri Lankans are also swimming in these championships, which is yet another thing when you compare with the Indian girls who've been fresh and totally for one purpose and one game.
So, ball still with Yogesh. Now to Ravi. Ball nicely intercepted there by Sri Lanka, and now Jayaratne with just 18 seconds on the clock. Sri Lanka will want another goal going into that final break before the last quarter, but closed down well there by Ravi.
9 seconds left in the quarter. Sri Lanka is looking for that last second opportunity.
Dorobavila with another lob.
Once again, Dorobavila repeats her feat.
It's an identical goal there by Arani Dorobavila. And Sri Lanka trying out that option there, and it's worked on 2 attempts for them, managing to add 2 goals, and but still 9 goals behind India with just 2 seconds left on this shot clock. And with that, the third quarter comes to a close. So
the Indians leading 16 goals to 5.
Elevate your game with ThePapare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to ThePapare, your home for all things sports.
There we go. Andrea swimming for the Sri Lankans. Nandini
Yes, but
takes
it
the
is
ball.
Nandini who is first to that ball. And once again, India will start off with possession. She goes to Yogesh. Being closed down there by Hamesia De Silva, who's come on, but concedes the foul. But great to see that eagerness from the Sri Lankan outfit coming into this fourth quarter. Ball with Ramesh now, and Sri Lanka closing off that central passage, but shot from out wide, and
Well defended by Mehansa.
Jayaratne was aware to that shot from range by Tanvi Ravi.
Passing it on.
Here's
Amershia in possession of the ball.
look for some options centrally. The prop forwards making a run, but the ball is with Krishel Robin. Now with Kalan Surya, who goes for the
Just a little over the bar.
again unlucky from Sri Lanka.
Yes, again, Sri Lanka guilty of not swimming into that arc and making the Indian defense guess. So it's a little easier to defend when you know where the attack is coming from. As we see India now moving around that arc, double prop set. As we see there again, bar moving around, waiting for the right opportunity and the pass to take the shot. Nicely worked around.
It's a bit unlucky there for India, hitting the bar. But the scoreline remains the same. Just 15 seconds left on the shot clock now. Sri Lanka a bit slow to get into that Indian half. Ball with Robin. And a 6-meter shot from Robin. But Jayaprakash once again, a big presence in that Indian goal.
Holding it a little bit back to drop the momentum of the ball and give the ball back to the goalie.
And Tanvi Ravi now again allowed a free run into that 6-meter area of Sri Lanka. The ball with Pracheta Rao. And she's added another goal.
So the Indians moving 17 goals to Sri Lanka's 5.
Another strong shot coming in from Pracheta Rao, the top scorer for the Indians.
And Sri Lanka doing some changes, pulling out Rohansa.
And also, when you've got such a strong goal scorers on the other side, the coaches speak about a split defense and then zoning, but sometimes going man on man does work as well. The old-fashioned way: don't give him any room, stick with him, and make sure that he doesn't get any ball. I beg your pardon, she doesn't get any ball. But things to look out for in the third game as well. It's all about improvement through this 3-match series for Sri Lanka. And as we have Robin there, making her mark on the 6-meter, taking the shot. Excellently done. Wonderful shot there by Robin to keep that Sri Lankan flag flying through the fourth quarter.
Quite a bit of power on that shot, finding that corner of the goal. Little off guard, and
Sri Lanka finding their first goal in this fourth and final quarter. And Pracheta Rao leading the attack for the Indians. Ball with Ramesh, goes out wide to Nandini. Again with Pracheta Rao, but it's been closed down well. Unmarked is Tanvi Ravi out on the left hand side. Tries that lob shot, but didn't really test Jayaratne. And Sri Lanka to counter now. Ball with Zuhair is closed down well by Nandini Menkar. The Indian defense really putting in that effort and swimming across swiftly to prevent any Sri Lankan counters. Now open shot at goal and hasn't gone in. So
Indians once
another
again.
almost moment for Sri Lanka.
The Indians once again possession. Over to number 14, Tanvi, who takes the ball in. Bit of Fouls being called.
Extra man. And
It's a power
number
play.
4 for India,
And number 4 gets it in.
Nandini Menkar adds another easy goal for the Indian side. They've matched their goal tally from yesterday with almost 5 minutes still left on the clock. 18 goes to 6 here at the Sugatadasa.
The Indians being quick to react to the referee's calls. That being the reason for that quick goal over there. Before they could turn around, the ball was into the goal.
It's good recovery session is in the asking for the Sri Lankan team, because they've got another match coming up at the same time tomorrow. So we'll want to extract as much experience and learning as possible from this outing with India. But India definitely looking the better condition side in this 2-match series so far, gentlemen.
Yes, definitely. Coming back to the Sugatadasa same time tomorrow will be a good chance for the Sri Lankan outfit to reflect on what went wrong today and perhaps put up a better fight tomorrow.
The timeout being called from Sri Lanka. A good call to give a little bit of breathing space and to catch up on the breath for the Sri Lankans, to ensure that they can make the best use of the last 4.5 minutes that's left in this game.
So just a 1 minute timeout for Sri Lanka, called by coach Dakshita. Barking some orders at these girls. India, interestingly, didn't go for their timeout yet. And India, as you can see, already just standing in front of that goal, in position, ready on defense, not allowing Sri Lanka to make a set play.
Making a line of a 3-2 formation. Filling in the goal, not too concerned about the two sides.
Yes, Sitara Zuhair now goes out wide to Dorabavila. Dorabavila shifting to the right in this last quarter. Now to Robin, but that's a strong hand from Pracheta Rao. Recycled by Sri Lanka. Dorabavila once again, second attempt. Yes, Sitara Zuhair. It's a shot at goal. And that's hammered inside. So Sri Lanka, some excellent spatial awareness there by Miheli Ratnayaka, if I'm not mistaken, in the number 12 cap. Zuhair's shot was good. Wasn't cleanly defended by Jai Prakash, and she was aware to the situation.
And Pracheta and the goalie having a little smile at each other, saying, how did we miss that? Nevertheless, the Indians having a cushioning gap. Sri Lankans trying to prove their form and understanding of the game.
India looking to swim in, see how much of activity is taking place on the right hand side of that pool. So you've got the Sri Lankan defense guessing there, as she has no option but to take the shot now. But good movement, good to see India still using all those channels, using the swimming lanes as much as possible.
And the Indians always trying to be very tight, positioned almost in front of the goal, so that every single shot counts, every single pass counts.
Sri Lanka now, as Nathan said, looking to get to that double-digit figure. Little targets that the coaches will be giving their players.
Extra man for the Sri Lankans.
Sri Lanka
playing it.
We'll look for Robin, Zohair or Pujani as their strong shooters on this attack. Goes in. Robin with the shot, with the shot.
With the shot.
Nicely done.
That's Krishel, Robin, making sure that a little bit of pass confuses them and just finding the correct gap to make sure.
Yes, a lovely pass there, just toying with the Indian defense a little bit, trying to open up that space. And they were able to do that, and Krishel Robin showing that she's got some power as well. Driving that shot into the right corner to the left of Jayaprakash.
And the Sri Lankans recalling Dorabavila, replacing with Anika.
India now with Agarwal. Agarwal, the skipper for the Indians.
Extra
Now
man
with-
for the Indians.
Now with Tanvi Ravi, the extra man advantage, but Jayaratne does brilliantly there, blocks that shot, but it's a corner to India. So they're right into the face of Jayaratne, but putting everything on the line to not let anything past her. Ball now with Agarwal, out wide to Menkar. Agarwal again goes for the lob shot, unlucky. Just hammers it into the crossbar, but no damage done. But some good defense from Sri Lanka, some committed defense from Sri Lanka finally in this fourth quarter. As the ball now out wide to Sumana Tilaka. And
Sri Lanka is
India,
always coming from the outer safe side.
here's Zuhair. And the ball has been turned over. Was looking like a promising attack. And as you can see there, off your screen, the Indian prop forwards just swimming, sprinting almost towards that Sri Lankan goal. As the Indian
Timer
coach has
called by the Indians.
called timeout. And just as Sri Lanka were building up a bit of momentum, I'd say the timeout has come at the right time from Piyush Suryavanshi.
The coach, the head coach, Sali Gudeka, making sure the timeout plays into them and moving almost towards the center line and giving all the necessary last minute instructions to see how they can better the score even further.
Yes, and Sri Lanka already in position, but a few numbers committed forward. India might look to exploit these spaces with that set play. So Agarwal,
Krishel Rohans are giving a challenge there to try and take possession of the ball.
and
Still keeping it on the far side of the half. And
And,
it's turnover for the Sri Lankans.
balls turned over by Krishel Robin. Closed down quickly by those two Indian defenders, but a little over eager there, and they end up committing that foul. But still,
Extra
possession
man for the Sri Lankans. They need to move fast.
here's Sumana Tilaka into the center. Here's Robin. Fence toying with the goalkeeper there, and a brilliant shot from Krishel Robin.
Confusing the goalkeeper, moving in, looking for that gap, and just getting it in.
Just toying with Jayaprakash on that occasion, and completes a hat-trick, does Krishel Robin. Lovely faded shots before hammering it in to the top right corner. Jayaprakash stood absolutely no chance. And just 2 minutes left on the clock. Sri Lanka will be hoping for double digits just for that moral victory. You could say it was that second half where the game went away from them. Second quarter, I beg your pardon. Not finding the back of the net. Was the case yesterday as well. So managing to compete most of the time as the ball Vidyaratne is closed down well by Agarwal.
And Pravda Malatesh quickly swims over, collects the ball, makes sure that it comes back into their side, ready for the charge.
You see India now on the attack with
Dhruti.
Dhruti. Goes inside to Sarvanan. And we'll have an extra man now, the Indians. Ball with Nandini Menkar. Looking for options central. Ends up going wide to Dhruti once again. Here's Agarwal with some space. Now Dhruti with the shot, but that's a strong hand.
Well defended by Anika.
But the ball still with the Indians. And now Nandini Menkar with some open space there. And manages to beat Mehansa Jayaratne 1v1. That's the
Just a
19th
good
goal
lobby.
for the Indians. Patience on show there from the Indians, and it paid its due dividends in the end. They'll swim back with another goal.
30 seconds to the end of this game. Can Sri Lankans make it to the double digits? Timeout called by Sri Lanka.
So all in all, gentlemen, good game for Sri Lanka, bearing that second quarter. So like a test match, you can have all the sessions go your way, and if you have one horrible session, can decide the outcome of the match. Sri Lanka learned that the hard way, but that is why we are playing these fixtures now and looking at building Sri Lanka water polo, because the more professional you get, these are the game situations and positions that you need to be in. Good to see the coaches taking the time out again, even though it's the last attack in the quarter. We'll want to get to those fabled double digits. Sri Lanka with a chance to put the last goal on the scorecard in this game.
26 seconds. Whose game is it going to be? Or whose goal is it going to be? Can the Sri Lankans make it into the double digits? The last minute play.
So Dorobavila with the ball goes inside to Vidyaratne. Oh, that's a chance gone big in there. Could have controlled that shot better, kept it down. Jayaprakash was beaten for all money from that kind of range.
Indians doing a good long shot. Over to
Dhruti now to Nandini Menkar, but strong hand in defense. However, that does result in a penalty, and India could touch 20 with 3 seconds left on the clock. It's Roshini Sarvanan to take. Jayaratne in front of her.
And she does take it, making the scores 20 goals to 9. 3.5 seconds on the clock.
It's heartbreaking for Sri Lanka, you could say. Came so close to adding a goal themselves before giving away a cynical penalty. And they'll take a long shot, and with the last shot of the game, Sri Lanka have added that 10th goal. Lovely stuff. On your screens now is a replay of that penalty, but
is the referee recalling it, or?
The goal is awarded. So lovely work there. And we still have less than a second on the clock. So another long shot attempt, perhaps by the Sri Lankans. And a timeout is called by the referee. And that brings an end to this second Indo-Sri Lankan water polo clash for the under-21s here at the Sugatadasa. 20 goals to 10.
On to the diving, which is also happening at the moment.
Yes, take a look at the highlights before we head into the break. So Sri Lanka just not committing enough defenders in that central passage. Allowed India quite a few free shots at goal. And Pracheta Rao was absolutely lethal for the Indians once again today, adding on to her tally of 8 goals in yesterday's clash. We saw Sri Lanka adding a few goals of their own. Here was Dorobavila. She had 2 nearly identical goals with those lobbed shots. But again, that Indian attack just too strong for Sri Lanka.
Shot of the game, I think, from Robin there from the Sri Lankan side. But India playing a complete team game there. And good to see these highlights coming up again. Will Krisha Robin does what she does best on that right-hand corner.
Yes, what this live coverage does, it gives these teams opportunities to analyze the footage and identify those areas that they'll need to smoothen out before they head into the remaining encounters. That was the last throw of the game by Sri Lanka.